Well, come on in out of that cold, snowy weather that we're having today. Well, actually, I think it was in the 60s today. Probably going to be in the 60s tomorrow. But anyway, come on in. Let's take a look at your inspection report. So stay with me. Okay, now let's take a look at the inspection report and see how it reads out. This is a generic report. This is exactly what you will get, only your information obviously will be filled into all these blanks. The upper right-hand corner of the report is the legend. Each one of these initials pertain to something. A is consistent with the age of the chimney. B, see comments below. C, repairs needed. D, need further evaluation. Or E, not applicable. And they're placed into the boxes next to the parts of the chimney that can be easily identified in this diagram. And then, of course, you'll find my comments here below. Now, let's take a look at your personal report. So stay with me. Hey, Peyton, it was great to see you today and meet with your realtor, David, out at the property today. Hey, what a great location that house is in. Let's go inside. Let's take a look at the inside. So it's an open wood-burning fireplace. The damper's working well, no problems with that. Missing a little mortar in the back wall of the firebox. This is that back wall there. It's just, I took this without the flash so that we could get a good picture of the missing mortar in there. And so that's why it looks beige, but it's actually the same back wall, which is flat black. Hey, if we look up into the above the damper, we're looking into an area called a smoke chamber. And you can see all the holes, the missing mortar all throughout on both sides of this flue. And so that's a real leaky situation. In other words, I'm not talking about water leakage. I'm talking about gases of combustion. We're talking about smoke, if you're burning wood in there, and that is your intentions, and carbon monoxide leaking into, conceivably, into the walls of the house. Most of the chimneys to the outside, so, it's not as big a risk, but certainly wouldn't pass any code. And the other thing is, you can kind of see it from this. This is the flue base. This is where the flue system starts. That's a rectangular, an 8x13 flue. It's too small for the size of the mouth of your fireplace. So it's likely to send smoke back into the house. Sometimes I'm wrong on these things. All I have to go by is my 38 years of experience and the codes, simple building codes. I don't know what the building inspector was doing when this chimney was built, but he was looking the other way because obviously the house got a certificate of occupancy, and it certainly wouldn't pass any inspectors I know now. Missing some mortar in the upper part of the firebox area. Again, these are areas that need to be repaired. We look in the flue system. So at the top of the chimney, you have two 2-foot by 13 flue sections, which are considered standard size flues, and that's what this should go from top to bottom. But instead, it just goes down about 4 feet, which is two 2-foot sections, standard sections, and then it's sitting on top of the 8x13 that's coming up out of the fireplace. It's hard to see, put this in perspective here, but there's big gaps right here. So this is another leaky area. So this, all of this thing would need to be repaired along with that smoke chamber area that we looked at in order to, let's look in here, in order to keep this thing, the smoke and stuff contained. Very leaky fireplace as far as I'm concerned. Very top of the chimney, you can pick these outer bricks right off. We're looking at the crown here, and you can see the big cracks. Now these are water leak issues, and so that's something that needs to be repaired, and I've given you a price on doing that. Also, as was pointed out, there's lots of mortar joints missing throughout the painted fireplace chimney. Well, you can't really go back now and repoint those areas with mortar because the mortar's not likely to stick very well to those painted surfaces. So now what I would recommend is during routine painting that the painter would just caulk all of those areas and then paint over top of them. It'll look nice and it will actually serve the same purpose. These are not hot spots, so you don't have to use mortar. You can just use regular caulk in here. None of this will heat up during fireplace use. So The other alternative was going to be gas logs vent-free. Vent-free gas logs is complete combustion, no carbon soot, no carbon monoxide. If you use those logs, you would not have to fix the flue system, and you would not have to fix that smoke chamber area, but you would have to fix the firebox in order to pass code. And the outside is going to have to be repaired no matter what. And of course, you're going to want a roofer to take a look at the flashing. It's a new roof, but old flashing, so it might be a little bit leaky. It's hard to tell. I couldn't see any leaks, but perhaps it is leaking. Folks have questions for me, give me a call, 704-526-6348. You can email me at chris@affordablesuite.com. Thanks.